I remember the moment I truly understood the power of photography. I was in a bustling market in Marrakesh, the air thick with the scent of spices and the vibrant colors of hand-woven rugs. Sunlight streamed through the canvas awnings, casting dancing shadows on the faces of vendors and shoppers. I raised my camera, feeling a surge of excitement as I captured the scene. That photograph, a simple snapshot taken on an old film camera, ignited a passion within me. It wasn't just about documenting a moment. It was about capturing the essence of a place, the fleeting emotions on people's faces, the interplay of light and shadow. It was about freezing time and holding onto a memory forever. From that moment on, I was hooked. I devoured photography books, experimenting with different cameras and lenses. I spent countless hours in my darkroom, the red light illuminating my face as I developed my own prints, witnessing the magic of an image emerging from the paper. As I honed my craft, I realized that true mastery lay in understanding the fundamental elements of photography: light, time, and composition. This understanding, coupled with a keen eye and a passion for storytelling, is what allows us to transform everyday moments into extraordinary images. The journey to mastering manual mode begins with understanding the three pillars of exposure: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Think of them as the ingredients in a recipe, each playing a crucial role in determining the final outcome of your image. Aperture, controlled by the diaphragm in your lens, determines how much light enters the camera. A wider aperture, represented by a smaller f number like f1.8, allows more light, creating a shallow depth of field with a blurred background. A narrower aperture like f16 lets in less light, resulting in a larger depth of field where both the foreground and background are in focus. Shutter speed controls how long the camera's sensor is exposed to light. It is measured in fractions of a second. A fast shutter speed, like 1/500th of a second, freezes motion, ideal for capturing fast-moving subjects like athletes or wildlife. A slower shutter speed, like 1/30th of a second, allows more light in, creating motion blur, often used to convey movement or to create ethereal effects. ISO, your camera's sensitivity to light, is the final piece of the puzzle. A lower ISO, like ISO 100, is ideal for bright conditions, producing cleaner images with less noise. A higher ISO, like ISO 1600 or above, is necessary in low-light situations, but it comes at the cost of increased noise or grain in your images. Mastering manual mode is like learning a new language. It takes time, practice, and a willingness to experiment. Start by familiarizing yourself with your camera's settings and experimenting with each element individually. A helpful exercise is to choose a stationary subject and photograph it multiple times, adjusting only one setting at a time. For instance, start with aperture priority mode, AV or A, and experiment with different f-stops. Observe how the depth of field changes, impacting the overall feel of your image. Next, switch to shutter priority mode, TV or S, and adjust the shutter speed. Notice how different shutter speeds affect the way motion is captured, from freezing a bird in flight to blurring the flow of water in a waterfall. Finally, experiment with ISO. Start with the lowest native ISO on your camera and gradually increase it, paying attention to the amount of noise introduced at higher sensitivities. Remember, there's no right or wrong exposure. Photography is subjective, and the correct settings will vary depending on your creative vision and the specific scene you're capturing. Section 4. Mastering light, from sun-kissed landscapes to intimate portraits. Light is the very essence of photography, and understanding how to work with it is key to creating compelling images. In manual mode, you have complete control over how your camera interprets and captures light. When shooting landscapes, consider the quality of light and its direction. The soft, golden light of sunrise and sunset, often referred to as the golden hour, can transform a scene, casting long shadows and adding warmth to your images. Overcast days provide soft, diffused light, ideal for capturing details and textures. For portraits, pay attention to how light falls on your subject's face. Soft, diffused light, such as that found in open shade or on a cloudy day, is generally flattering, minimizing harsh shadows. Backlighting, where the light source is behind your subject, can create a beautiful halo effect. Experiment with different lighting techniques, such as using reflectors to bounce light back onto your subject or diffusers to soften harsh sunlight. Don't be afraid to break the rules and experiment with unconventional lighting to create unique and artistic effects. Section 5. The Art of Patience. Embracing the learning curve. Mastering manual mode is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when you feel frustrated, when your images don't turn out the way you envisioned. But it's in these moments of challenge that we learn and grow the most as photographers. Embrace the learning process. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are valuable lessons in disguise. Study your images, analyze what worked and what didn't, and use that knowledge to improve your next shot. Seek out inspiration from other photographers you admire. Study their work, paying attention to their use of light, composition, and storytelling techniques. Join photography communities, online or in person, to connect with fellow enthusiasts, share your work, and learn from one another. Section 6. Unlock your creative vision, the transformative power of manual mode. Mastering manual mode is about so much more than simply understanding technical settings. It's about unlocking your creative potential and empowering you to translate your vision into reality. It's about capturing the fleeting beauty of a sunset, the raw emotion of a human connection, the delicate dance of light on a flower petal. It's about telling stories with your images, evoking emotions, and sharing your unique perspective with the world. So, embrace the challenge, be patient with yourself, and never stop exploring the boundless possibilities of photography. With every click of the shutter, you're not just taking a picture, you're capturing a piece of time, a fragment of your own unique story.